Beginning with Alexa Bliss and concluding with a significant update regarding her condition, there hasn't been much good Alexa Bliss news in the past few weeks. Not much had surfaced in addition to the rumors that Alexa would be returning in early 2025. Recently, WrestleVotes has produced a fresh report and some new information. They claim that Alexa's eagerly awaited comeback is imminent. They assert that the creative team is currently purportedly figuring out how to incorporate Alexa Bliss into ongoing plots and perspectives. Additionally, according to their source, new promotional materials and goods for Alexa are already in the works. It has been a long time coming, literally 2 years of talking about various return hypotheses for Alexa in order to kill time till her return, but it appears that we are finally getting closer to this comeback becoming a reality rather than just a myth. There is a ton of excellent information in this study. Creative is figuring out how to accommodate her. There is nothing but wonderful news regarding Alexa's return. Merchandise and other materials are being developed. And if this claim is accurate, it appears that they are making every effort to prepare for this comeback. Although there isn't any concrete information regarding Alexa Bliss's exact homecoming plans, she is such a distinctive character and is in such a good place that there are a ton of possible paths to take her in, the majority of which are topics we've discussed in recent weeks. However, you can have Alexa Bliss come back to support Uncle Howdy and the Wyatts. Not to mention that Alexa Bliss has had a fairly close connection to the Wyatt universe in recent years, so the idea of her pairing up with the Wyatt Six would not feel forced. Rather, it would feel fairly logical and understandable. Howdy and Alexa have a somewhat complicated friendship that dates back to 2022, so there is something there to build on. On the other hand, Alexa might oppose the Wyatt Six and perhaps turn against them. Right now, Karrion Kross and Uncle Howdy are engaged in a bitter feud that resembles a fierce chess game. Both leaders are using strategic and well-thought-out moves in every move they take against one another, and there's no better way for Kross to truly pull a fast one than by telling Uncle Howdy that he has Alexa Bliss in his camp and that she is more than happy to assist him in exposing Howdy's flaws and defeating the Wyatt Six. The alternative is a straightforward Alexa pleasure run for singles. She targets a specific group of people and has no immediate link to the Wyatts or any other party. She may be alone with Lily. Liv Morgan vs. Alexa Bliss seems like a really interesting non-title feud. Although Alexa and Liv were just good friends on TV in 2022, a lot of time has gone by, and it is clear that both women have changed significantly since then. Thus, a quarrel that explores all of those distinctions and has Alexa target Liv Morgan may make for an interesting plot. Although she might not be directly related to the Wyatts in this hypothetical situation, Alexa Bliss might still hold similar beliefs and worldviews to the Wyatts. Perhaps she dislikes the person Liv Morgan has become, in which case she must intervene and attempt to determine whether the former Liv Morgan is still alive somewhere. Therefore, it would be enjoyable to investigate there. The alternative path, which we just talked about earlier this week, is Alexa Bliss's pursuit of a world title. Perhaps Rhea Ripley is a major goal for Alexa Bliss's comeback and wants a share of the world title gold. It's just such a long-awaited comeback, and it will be a lot of fun to revisit Alexa Bliss's world and unravel her storylines, particularly if she maintains her wealth and all the qualities that make her one of the most fascinating people in recent years. The manner in which Alexa's return rollout will be managed is currently unknown. We probably can't anticipate a thorough rollout like the one that happened for the Wyatt Six because there have been no reports of any vignettes being filmed. However, perhaps we will still witness something straightforward that is important enough to generate even greater excitement. Even if it were something akin to the Penta teases and a rollout that became larger every week. Perhaps use a few secret backstage Easter eggs to hint to it. The community would go completely crazy over WWE simply placing the Lily doll lying down in the background of some backstage scenes. For fans of Alexa Bliss, however, this is a really thrilling moment as we are almost ready to witness her comeback in the WWE. Let's discuss some recent developments about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Although it hasn't been confirmed yet, Roman Reigns seems to have been subtly moved to Raw, at least to start 2025. His next Raw appearance is already confirmed, and he had his major tribal combat bout on the Raw Netflix debut. Paul Heyman suggested to Roman Reigns during a backstage interview that they organize a ceremony to commemorate his significant triumph. Roman chose January 27th as the date for the Monday Night Raw program. This segment for Roman Reigns on the January 27th edition of Raw seems to be an acknowledgement ceremony where family members will celebrate him as the unquestioned tribal chief, based on the brief exchange between him and Paul Heyman. Since most of them are Raw superstars, the original Bloodline should undoubtedly be present. But Solo Sikoa and the new Bloodline members are the ones that are somewhat dubious about attending this ceremony. Only a few days prior to the tribal battle match, Solo Sikoa promised Paul Heyman that he would respect the outcome of the contest and that, should Roman prevail, he would once more recognize Roman as the tribal chief. However, Solo Sikoa's reputation as a slimy heel makes it little challenging to follow through on his promises there. Therefore, it's unclear if he will follow through on his promises and honor the conclusion, or if he will just cut ties with Roman. However, considering this section in the unlikely event that Solo Sikoa keeps his word, that might be a terrifying sight for everyone who isn't a member of the Bloodline, because it will be a ceremony marking Roman Reigns' return to full power, possibly more powerful than before. Imagine if Roman Reigns had both the original Bloodline and the new Bloodline standing by his side, bowing down and recognizing him as the tribal leader, but only a few months earlier he had none. Roman Reigns would then have 6 family soldiers at his disposal, willing to go to any lengths to support him, which is the greatest number of soldiers he has ever had in his years as the tribal head. Now that he has Sami, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, Jacob, and Tama under his control, the question is whether Roman can legitimately hold on to all of this new authority or if it will corrupt him once more and bring him back to the days of the early Thunderdome tribal chiefs. Roman's character would probably not be given that much authority by WWE, but it's still entertaining to talk about since it would be crazy. Other superstars like Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, who have been attempting to stop Roman from going crazy with power again in recent weeks, would likely go completely crazy if they saw something like that happen. Many individuals would therefore owe Drew and Kevin a heartfelt apology if that were to occur. However, what do you think of the stories from today? Please leave a comment below. Remember to subscribe with all notifications on, and hit like if you liked it. I appreciate you everyone watching. To begin with, Tiffany Stratton and her official cash-in Jax and Candice spent the entire night searching for her, but she broke off all contact with them and was nowhere to be seen. Tiffany Stratton, however, rushes down to the ring with a referee aside during the last minutes of Naomi and Jax's dramatic title bout. Tiffany teases cashing in, but instead removes Naomi and the referee to assist set up Jax to keep the title. It seems that Tiffany was afraid of how Jax and Candice would treat her following last week's cash-in effort, so she assisted Jax in keeping the title so that she could seek to clean her name with them once more. To everyone's surprise, however, Tiffany continues to use the briefcase to attack Jax, and Bianca Belair even intervenes before Tiffany Stratton eventually cashes in to win the women's title. The conclusion and the way the events transpired there have left some fans perplexed. Tiffany Stratton was unable to assist Naomi in winning the title because it would appear somewhat heelish to cash in on a babyface who hasn't won a singles title in nearly 8 years. Instead, Tiffany made sure Jax kept the title in order to profit from Jax and receive that lavish babyface reception for pinning her abusive ex-friend for it. Tiffany Stratton's new title reign is being used to kick off the year, which is encouraging because it will undoubtedly be a major focus of the women's division for the first few months of the year. Therefore, is it reasonable to assume that Tiffany Stratton will enter WrestleMania 41 as the champion? It appears like Tiffany, the current and defending champion, will be entering the greatest tournament of the year unless something incredibly spectacular and unexpected occurs. Now, the issue is, who will Tiffany Stratton compete against at WrestleMania 41? It appears that Tiffany will have her first rivalry as champion when Jax gets her rematch in the coming weeks, but it doesn't appear that Jax vs. Stratton will go all the way to WrestleMania. Who would be Tiffany Stratton's formidable and ideal opponent at that event? Charlotte Flair is still viewed by many fans as that opponent. After undergoing knee surgery 13 months ago, Charlotte has been training in the ring with other professional wrestlers for a number of months. Although it was first thought that she would return in late 24th century, it now appears that she could do so at any time. Furthermore, given her personality, Charlotte is obsessed with gold and always seeks to appear in the headline image. What would happen if Charlotte came back with her crosshairs pointed straight at Tiffany Stratton? Charlotte wants to make up for the 13 months she missed of competition by winning the title right away when she returns because it has been eating her up. Thus, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are poised to compete for the women's title at WrestleMania. Additionally, it looks that Charlotte will be forced to adopt a heel attitude for this feud, given that Tiffany Stratton now officially appears to be a brand new babyface. Charlotte has been known as the Queen for a very long time. Since last summer, the business has referred to Tiffany Stratton as the princess, which creates a significant queen versus princess and present versus future scenario. Will Charlotte Flair demonstrate that she is better than ever and win her 15th world title by defeating a young, up-and-coming talent? Or will Tiffany Stratton establish herself as a true champion by defeating one of the all-time greats? Fans have been talking about this match for a long time, and we have even talked about it here on Wrestling World CC since the summer. And in the upcoming weeks, it appears to have a chance of actually coming together here. Many fans believe that the Women's Royal Rumble battle would be the best time for Charlotte Flair to make a comeback and possibly start this feud. If they're preparing to bring back Charlotte Flair, the Royal Rumble is the ideal venue to do so, as it's just a few weeks away. That makes Tiffany Stratton's WrestleMania title defense extremely significant, assuming the match actually happens.